Okay, y'all, so I know some of you are going to say, oh my gosh, Adrian, where have you been? This is old news, but it is news to me, okay? I had no idea that apparently there was some plan that Dan and Dave had, and George talked about it in like 2020. But yeah, there was this plan to end the Game of Thrones series with a trilogy, like feature-length films in theaters. It's just like, okay. So let's get into it how we normally do. Remember, links to all the articles that I will be discussing in this video will be in my description. So let's get into it. Variety says this: Game of Thrones bosses confirm film trilogy ending got blocked. AT&T executives also asked them to shoot vertically so episodes could fit on phones. I'm just like, oh my God. What the fuck is going on? Game of Thrones author George R. R. Martin first mentioned back in 2020 that, and we'll take a look at that too, that article too, that there was once a plan to end the HBO series with a film trilogy designed for movie theaters instead of just another normal season of television. In a new Wall Street Journal magazine profile, showrunners Dan and Dave confirmed this was actually their original plan ending for the HBO mega hit. They wanted 3 movies instead of spreading the final 13 episodes across 2 seasons. Why did this original plan get scrapped? Benioff said network executives were not interested in bringing Thrones to theaters. He remembers being reminded that HBO stands for home box office and not away box office. Damn, I know that meeting was awkward. Sorry. Oh, can you imagine the owner of the company saying, actually, the acronym stands for HBO and not AB. It's not ABO. It's just like, I know that Zoom call was weird. Anyway, as the magazine reports, Benioff and Weiss, who have been friends since grad school, weren't crazy about HBO's then owners, AT&T, whose executives once asked whether Game of Thrones could be shot vertically so it would fit on your phone. The company also openly discussed the idea of snackable mini episodes of the series. AT&T, y'all sound crazy. AT&T sound crazy, as if you can't already watch episodes on your goddamn phone. Like, bitch. As if you can't already press play. Like, y'all want that shit to fill up your whole screen vertically like it's a Snapchat story, like it's an Instagram story. Y'all, I mean, that's why I think executives, we're having this whole conversation about Avatar: The Last Airbender for Netflix, all that shit. That's why Marvel, I think that's why this highlights one of the many reasons why executives just need to just shut the hell up, retire, go do something, because it's like, what are y'all talking about, bitch? This is television. Why the fuck are we minimizing that shit to a goddamn Instagram reel, bitch? Y'all are just archaic and tired. Y'all don't know what the hell going on. Anyway, dysfunction, this is what one of them told the publication: dysfunction kills more projects than anything else, whether it's interpersonal dysfunction or institutional dysfunction. And I get that, but also shitty writing also kills projects as well. I just want to let them know that. Way back in 2020, Sci-Fi talked about this whole trilogy deal, where they said George recently revealed that the original plan was to conclude the epic saga with a series of feature films to be screened in movie theaters. However, the powers that be at HBO nixed that idea. Speaking with this Germany-based news outlet called Welt, George said series showrunners Dan and Dave wanted to end the series with 3 feature films after the 7th season, which it's so crazy to me. It's just so crazy to me. In the interview, which was originally published in German, he explained that this plan for a movie trilogy was seriously discussed 4 or 5 years ago. I also think George obviously was behind this idea in the beginning, at least when they first started talking about it. But because the higher ups at the premium cable network said they were in the business of making TV shows, not movies, they ultimately decided against it. The article goes on to say, like, even though HBO does have like feature films, other streaming platforms like Netflix do have feature films, they were just like, we're not going to do it. It's also, the article says, it's also curious to consider, given that 4 of the 6 episodes in the final season had runtimes that were nearly feature film length. So what was going to happen, right, is that I think it's crazy that we didn't already get another season of Game of Thrones, like a season 9 or some shit, right? Because I always say it's not the fact that just Daenerys' thing specifically. I was about to say it's not the fact that some of these plot points happen. It's the speed and pacing at which it happened. But some of the plot points were fucking stupid. But even then, as a Daenerys stan, even then, if y'all wanted to make her go insane, I think it needed a whole other season of development to make it believable, bitch. Like the person who was crucifying slavers and shit gonna burn up an entire fucking city. It's not even like she burnt up the fucking Red Keep and there was collateral damage. Like that would be bad and not too bad. It's not even like she burnt up the Red Keep or burnt outside the Red Keep or somewhere else and it was caches of wildfire underneath that shit and she didn't know and it blew up you know what I mean? No type of creative ending for Daenerys at all. Just like woman mad, woman emotional. You know what I mean? It just really whatever. So the fact that y'all didn't even have another season right on top of season 8 to deal with the pacing problems, to deal with the character problems that y'all have, you know what I mean? Instead of developing these characters into where they need to go, y'all shoved them all into season 8 and said, well, bitch, we're done. We're moving on to the next project. But even outside of that, y'all were planning to shove all of season 8 into 3 feature films in the theater? So these bitches would have to pay X amount of dollars to go sit down and watch that botched ass ending, bitch. Can you imagine you getting your popcorn, you getting your drinks, and you start seeing dumb shit? You start seeing Tyrion and fucking Varys making jokes about nuts for the fucking seventh time, bitch. You know what I mean? Like seeing Varys ass trying to poison Daenerys like this is some fucking Tom and Jerry cartoon ass fuckers like in the kitchen trying to poison Daenerys. It's just like, can you imagine sitting down like in the theater and be like, oh my God, bitch, and we have to sit through 2 more movies of this shit, and then Jon Snow just gonna walk away after committing regicide, bitch, and Sully just gonna let him walk away, the fucking Dothraki just go watch his ass, walk the fuck away to the fucking Castle Black, bitch, like, girl! Absolutely, I can't imagine sitting down in the theater and be like, oh my God, y'all, this is going to suck. Like from the first movie, you would know this shit's about to suck, the next 2 movies about to suck. Oh my God! Imagine sitting in the theater and they somehow magically do away with, you know what I mean, the way things were when it came to the Iron Throne, and you got a prisoner, Tyrion, choosing the next fucking king in the shattered ass dragon pit, bitch. Like, girl, imagine that. Like, imagine sitting down and having to watch that shit in the theaters, bitch. I'm going back to the front desk and I'm asking for my motherfucking money back. Matter of fact, I'm making sure that I go straight to HBO headquarters, bitch. Like, girl, Dan and Dave, every time Dan and Dave open their mouth, I just be like, close it back up, close it back up, close it back up. Close it back up, just close it up. And I know, like I said, the news of this came out in 2020, came out years ago, but the fact they out here confirming it, you know what I mean? And the fact that we saw what we saw, and then we're still trying to shove it into a time slot that was even less time, because you're talking about just 1 episode of season 8, you know what I mean, was reaching feature film length of shit, and you trying to shove all them episodes into 3 fucking films, girl? Get me out of here. And the fact that y'all trust Dan and Dave with 3 body problems, the fact that y'all trust Dan and Dave with that shit is crazy to me. But Netflix is doing some wild shit, as we can see with Avatar. So I guess it ain't that wild. And you know, they was already on Game of Thrones' dick, right? In the promotion of the Avatar series before it even came out. So it's just like, y'all obviously got this obsession, and y'all were bringing up Game of Thrones fucking name, and that shit was whack to me, right? That Avatar shit was whack to me, especially someone who's obsessed with the original cartoons and shit. So it's like the fact that y'all brought them out here just because they did Game of Thrones, the name Game of Thrones is really, you know what I mean, getting y'all way ahead of yourselves. I don't know. Three body problem? Dan and Dave? I don't know about that. Prove me wrong, though. Prove me wrong. Anyway, I just thought I would come here, kiki with y'all, because like I said, I had no idea that this had come out in 2020. I wasn't as hardcore into the, looking for behind the scenes type shit, showrunner type shit, like in 2020, but now I am. So if you're like me, you hadn't heard this news before, and I was just like, I can't believe y'all actually thought that was a good idea. I'm glad that's the one good decision. HBO was like, girl, we're not doing that dumb shit, bro. Like, we're not doing that shit. Anyway, let me know what you think of Dan and Dave's plan, honey. Their blocked plan. They put a stop to that shit. Leave it in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll check y'all out later. Peace. All right, y'all, make sure that you're going to www.zeraxia.com. When you join the wait list there on the site, you will be the first to be notified when I drop my sequel. Also, you'll immediately get chapter 1 of my upcoming sequel of the upcoming book sent to your email as a PDF. So check that out. Also, this is a different excerpt from my upcoming book, so you definitely want to pause to read if you're trying to get your life. Keep in mind that this upcoming book, this sequel, is following up the first book that is already released called Zeraxia, Wrath of the God King. I released it a few years ago. It was my introduction to writing fantasy and stuff, so just go easy on me. But either way, as you can see here, it's given 4.9 stars. It's given 4.9 stars. So yeah, check out Zeraxia, Wrath of the God King while you wait for Zeraxia, The Vengeance of Coldwind, right? And go to Zeraxia.com, sign up, join the wait list, get your free chapter. Thank you so much.